What is up, everybody? Episode 79, Bettors Delight, ready to go. Back at it. Terrible week for the podcast as a whole. When I come in second overall for the week, you know it's been a bad week for the actual podcast. Like miserable. 2 double-digit losers. I mean, Matt was gaining quickly on you, Mark, but he fell apart this week.
Honestly, I thought I did worse. I thought I was going to end up like 17, 18 units down. Didn't even want to look. I usually do the math every week before it comes out. This week, just seeing all the X's marked was depressing. And surprisingly, only the 10 units. So I'm happy that I didn't lose my spot in fourth place or second place, whatever you want to call it. But still here.
Yeah. I mean, Mike, you won the week and staying solidly in first place. I don't think there's ever a question right now who's in first, but
nah, never a doubt.
You didn't have a good week though.
Horrible.
It wasn't great.
Horrible week. There's a few tough bounces that we got there. But yeah, no, we'll bounce back. We're still 13 units above in the 13 weeks in season 3, so I'm fine. We'll find the winners. We got some big plays coming this week. That's for certain.
I mean, there's certainly a lot going on, and there's a reason we bring this guy in when there's a lot going on, and that's the return of Zed for this week. So
pretty good. Feels pretty good after 2 weeks ago. Coming back in, I think it went +3. Maybe +13 units. I forget what I was 2 weeks ago.
Definitely was +13.
It was like 5 or something.
Pretty good. I'm back. I'm here to help. I love it.
You're solidly in third place at -2 units. So good work, I guess.
-2
yeah.
Spread out over 3 trips over 5 months. I'm back.
I mean, yeah, you're certainly back. Your Gaelic games, you dipped into that last time. I gave out a winner there. I'd love to know what you have up your sleeve this week. We'll see.
I'm a fan of magic, so you never know.
It is true. I like how it's always math. It's like feeling good, very good, really good, feeling good, and you come out with a pretty good thing.
Pretty. Anyways,
I didn't know if that was
that was me and Larry. I think I just watched season it's 10 or 11 where John Hamm makes an appearance and is supposed to mimic Larry to turn into Larry character for a role he's playing, and he does a fantastic impersonation. It's great. You got to watch that one.
Well, as soon as you said Ham, all I could
Who doesn't
think
love
of,
John Hamm?
All I could think of when you said Ham was Ham Solo, and that picture.
I mean, Ham Solo was a revelation that Mike doesn't know about. But Mike, just Google Ham Solo. I was typing. We were talking about movies that I hadn't seen, and the fact that I've technically tried to watch the first of the 3.
I think he found it.
The first of the 3 Star Wars movies. Twice I've tried to watch it. Once was at 7:00 in the morning on the weekend that it came out. I made it through the first maybe 10 minutes, and then I woke up when the final credits were rolling. And then the second time was at home, and I fell asleep almost immediately again. Well, while I was typing it, I wrote Ham Solo instead of Han Solo. He plays a pretty big role in that first movie. It's like 5 years old, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But that's just how Ham Solo came into play.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
that's pretty good stuff.
I saw that movie with Greg, and he woke up and he was like, "Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty
good." You sent the picture out today. I honestly don't know what the hell Ham Solo is. Was it a hot dog with
I think it was a piece of
hot
ham
dog cut in half?
It
looks like a hot dog that
It's the sliced ham.
has like a slice sideways for a mouth.
Why is his mouth his entire it's the entire front? It's not
It's like a South Park mouth. It's like a sideways ham cut.
Yeah,
ham cut.
it's great.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't make Ham Solo. It is funny though. That's how unbeatable the internet is.
That's so stupid.
It is funny how unbeatable the internet is. When I typed it, as soon as I typed it, I read it, and I was like, well, I mean, that's wrong. But I immediately was like, I guarantee you there is someone who made a representation of Han Solo as a ham. Googled it, and that was the third picture. It literally didn't have to do anything. Just knew that the internet had done this before, and that's where we landed on with Han Solo.
Some idiot has done something about this before, for sure, somewhere.
We gotta figure out how we can put up in the YouTube video of the show, the youtube.com/c/theunderdog for the channel, but you can find Bettors Delight on there. Had to figure out how we can put the picture of Ham Solo in there.
You can tweet it out also, and then link it to
some tweets out.
youtube.com/c/Bettors Delight Underdog, either one. Link it.
I don't think that link.
Chris is shaking his head. I tried. It was close.
I don't think that link was even relatively.
We could use that as Zed's picture this week, potentially.
I'm sure we have plenty.
I'm fine using the picture that looks just like me and/or Mark. I'll take that picture. That's fine.
I think it looks nothing.
I'm
like
also
me.
fine with that.
Nothing like me.
It's close. Take your hat off. Let's
No,
see.
It has nothing. That guy has hair. That guy has hair, and I don't.
Lean down.
Yeah. I mean, it's very close.
No,
and right there's about 10 more YouTube comments.
No,
10 more.
Is that a Jason Kidd California jersey?
It is.
Okay.
I'm rooting for the team from California tonight, so that's all I got. It's like
one of the best players on the Celtics went to Cal. It's a little bit confusing.
That is true.
It's the closest connection I could make to San Francisco, so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, hey.
And it's not green.
That's fine.
It's there you go.
No, it's definitely not green. That is accurate. Yeah. It is not a green jersey.
Surprising, because I thought you were a big fan of green and green things.
Like,
I don't even know what that means.
You're Irish, right?
No, I'm not Irish.
Poland taking a big L to Belgium today.
That was ugly. That was ugly.
That was tough.
Almost made it to halftime with the lead. But
didn't work.
They made 5 subs, put in a lot of kids. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. World Cup in November.
It's about the experience. Is a friendly, right? Or Nations League, whatever.
Nonsense Nations League.
Money grab league.
Yeah, just to get more money.
Money.
Does it work?
Money.
Does it work when you lose? Do you get money?
I think you get money regardless.
It's kind of like the new golf league. You just get money regardless.
It's true.
Well, irrelevant according to many people. We'll get into LIV. We'll get into the PGA Tour in a little bit. BovadaSportsbook.com has a ton of action on all of them, and we're going to certainly dive into it. We'll save a little bit of that talk for then, because let's talk about Matt. Basically not submitting. I mean, he's submitted picks this week, but he submitted them via proxy. There's a man that's been mentioned on this show a number of times, and that man's name is The Bucket. The Bucket will never appear on this show, for the record.
Never.
He'll never appear on this show.
Not under my watch. Not at all.
But he will be essentially making Matt's picks by proxy, because Matt's somewhere gallivanting.
He was too busy watching that some sort of wrestling documentary last night. Couldn't get the picks in time.
Yeah, can we talk about this? He is acting like
the Monday Night Wars. 10 years.
The Monday Night War documentary which was formerly a WWE Network and now Peacock, it has legitimately been available for 6 years, minimum. The WWE Network started in 2014. I remember the day it started. I lived in Oregon. It was early when I lived in Oregon too, because I was working at Go Beavs College Baseball World Series.
Exactly.
Let's go. We'll cover. Well, I don't even know. Do you have any picks in that? We'll find out.
We can look.
Super regionals this weekend coming up. But yeah, it just absolutely insane move that he pulled with the picks this week. I'll give out his first pick before we even get into the real sports thing. The bucket for Matt is giving Mo Donegal in the Belmont Stakes, plus 250.
Donegal. He almost picked the favorite too. He wasn't the favorite, but
he came close. I don't appreciate it.
Are we just gonna call these the mucket picks this week? Are they just one conglomerate?
Actually, yeah, I guess because Matt's the mop, and
I'm the janitor. And I'm gonna kick him out of here.
Oh, I thought Mike was the janitor.
No, I was the janitor.
And I'm the beef.
It always comes full circle. Can't ever have a Zed appearance where someone isn't proclaimed the beef. But just absolutely wild times to get that text 5 minutes to taping. Just there's a new low that there's a bar that's just lowered every time the show happens when Matt's involved, and even not involved.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do to avoid the automatic 10-unit loss.
Yeah, that's to say, it was a very close to an automatic,
which we might need to redo that whole rule, considering like we just went minus 10 units this week. So
maybe make it like less than minus 10. Minus 10 might be a lot.
I think it's the average of all your losing weeks for that particular season. You take the winning weeks out, you take all the losing weeks, and you do the average.
I like that.
So it might be, if you're having a good season, it might be nothing. If you're having a bad season, it might be minus 30.
Right. But that could get tricky. That could get tricky because I could just stop giving picks now.
No, that's not what my issue was going to say. My issue was going to say we're adding math. We're adding math, and we already know we're not good.
Whoa.
But
that's true.
Mike,
I was going to say, yeah.
Can you add this into the spreadsheet nicely? Can the math guy do that?
I could probably figure it out.
Good.
I was going to say, if there's one thing I know about this podcast, is that you keep very accurate historical records up to date weekly. So that'll be good.
Yes.
I mean, there is a spreadsheet. I trust that Mike figured it out. Thanks to Zed, the math man. The Excel.
I offered.
No. Didn't help him create the Excel spreadsheet?
No. So I
Mike
usually
doesn't even know about VLOOKUP tables or deductions or some.
Whoa! I know about lookup tables. Shout out my mother. She made sure I learned those.
Yeah, shout out.
So I know lookup tables, but I just like doing it by hand, but not the most accurate. So then I did that. Now I have it automatically in there. I just got to make sure I type it in correctly.
All right, now that we've gotten really deep into the weeds of Excel,
let's talk about pivots. Don't talk about pivot tables now.
Pivot
That's
tables.
A whole other thing.
I know those too. Well,
again, I write them down by hand now, so we'll see how I do later.
Mike's excellent Excel skills aside, let's start getting into some actual picks. I gave out the horse pick for Matt. The Belmont, it stinks because there's no Triple Crown. Mark took the Triple Crown somehow in a fight in the UFC last week where his fighter won, and yet he still lost 3 bets on the fight, which was an interesting tactic.
Yeah,
that was impressive.
It was bad.
But regardless.
Also lost 4 on the Oilers, so.
That was I wasn't going to bring it up, but I'm glad you're honest. Let's dive into some sports with Bovada. There's tons of lines. We're going to kick it off a little bit different this week. We're going right into baseball. Summer baseball, June baseball, everything's heating up just a tiny bit. Some of the races in different divisions are getting a little bit distant. Phillies.
Hottest team in baseball.
How dare you? And it's now kind of time to see, what these teams can do. Thursday's always a little bit of a weirder day. Not every team's in action, but we'll go from there. And I'll send it over to you, Mark, to start us.
I'm gonna go with a team that's just really good. The Dodgers, minus 120. I feel like that's pretty good value on the Dodgers. You don't normally see lines like that for them. They got the White Sox tomorrow. But Dodgers at minus 120. I'm going to jump on that as much as I can.
I believe it's actually already moved to minus 125.
Yes,
it is a line that I looked at earlier, for sure. But what surprises me is the White Sox have been kind of underperforming a little bit. I'm surprised this line's as close as it is. I mean, from expectations, right? The White Sox were expected to be like a top tier team. They're second in the NL Central right now. They're one game under 500, so you could say they have a similar issue to what the Phillies have, where good lineup, solid pitching. They're not putting it all together to actually get wins. So
I think they got plagued with a few injuries too to start.
They're AL Central, not NL Central.
My apologies if I said NL Central. I most certainly meant AL Central.
I'm on the Dodgers too there. I don't know if I said it, but it also could definitely be a trap, but I'm taking them anyways.
No, it certainly could be.
Who's on the mound again? Is it
Anderson? It's Tyler Anderson, isn't it?
Is this your trap game of the year?
I mean, it could be. I don't know. It's not. I wouldn't call it. Why can't I think of the word now?
Rat line.
Rat line. It could be a rat line. I don't have the term for it in baseball though, so I don't know. It could be a rat line though.
We got to figure that out.
Could be a bird line. A bird line, like Mr. Blue Jay. It's a bad one. Bird line.
Do bird. I mean, bird law.
I faded Mr. Blue Jay like past several weeks, and I've lost every time.
How's that worked out?
It hasn't been good.
I thought being on the video now would make my hands look 10 pounds bigger. What do I do with my hands?
All I was trying when you said it's a trap, all I could think about was saying Admiral Snack Bar. Mainly because again, it feels like that has to be something that the internet's already done with the Admiral Snack Bar, Admiral Akbar situation.
Serving ham solo.
Just don't type in Chewbacca the wrong way. You'll see what could come up.
I don't even want to know what that means. I'm gonna go with Matt's pick only because I share this pick with him, and it is the Red Sox. They're plus 122, taking on the Los Angeles Angels. Angels just fired. Wow, it's actually moved to plus 108. So something crazy is going on currently in that situation. But the Angels just replaced Joe Madden. They've been losing like absolute crazy. And the Red Sox plus 108 in that matchup.
Yeah, I'm actually on that as well, which is probably bad news for all three of us.
No.
But
yes.
I do like the Red Sox. I don't see the Angels flipping the switch, really, like the Phillies have with the manager change. I mean, Ohtani just looks depressed out there. So
Trout's having his worst run of his entire career.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just don't believe in them turning it around quite a bit because they always suck. So, kind of reverting.
Which is so weird. Yeah. It's so weird.
They have a lot of talent.
They have the two best players in baseball. Never really. Like when you think about it, the two best players in baseball, and they suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Zed, anything in baseball?
Yeah, I guess I'll get away from the Red Sox because we're all talking about that. I have the Braves minus 1.5 at, all I wrote down was 135. I think it's minus 135 versus the Pirates. Yeah, I mean, I bet on the Pirates so much last year, and they just rocked me. And they're doing a little bit better this year, but they got 30 losses. Every time they lose by 2 or 3. So I'm going. Yeah,
I'm on the Pirates plus
like
220. I'm against you. I'm on the Pirates plus 220. Their social media team is the best on the internet. You wouldn't think they're horrible. They post pumped up videos, all this stuff, and you wouldn't think they're like 10 games under 500 or whatever it is. They're electric, and they're gonna win. JT Brubaker gonna get it done tomorrow in Atlanta.
The social media trap.
Don't believe it.
This is. I respect my fellow social media or my fellow account runners.
It's a snack.
Matt's also on the Yankees minus 1.5, minus 115, taking on the Twins in that matchup. So, sure. The bucket, just interesting pick after interesting pick. I'm taking the Reds minus 140 against the Diamondbacks. This is simply because I took the Diamondbacks yesterday, and they got absolutely smashed by the Reds. So I'm out. I'm out on the Diamondbacks. They stink.
Spite pick?
Yeah, we'll go spite pick. That's fine. Mark, anything else in baseball?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go back to the Yankees game. I got them minus 200, but I'm adding them to a parlay with my other two picks. So it's the Red Sox plus 108 Dodgers minus 125, Yankees minus 200. That comes back at 462. And then I'm also just going to do the Yankees and Dodgers, two of the best teams in baseball. That comes back at plus 170.
Yankees, Dodgers, plus 170. The good thing is I can just root simply against either the Yankees or the Dodgers in those matchups and still win my Red Sox bet while you lose both.
Right.
So that's good.
I mean, I'm yeah, that's what's going to happen now. I mean, it was going to happen before, but now it's definitely going to happen. So
almost certainly.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter, Mark. I have minus 70 units.
Yeah, you're horrible.
Say I've lost 13 straight weeks.
Good at baseball, though. Good at baseball.
I'm the best baseball picker on the show. I'm like 9-1 the last 2 weeks in baseball.
Maybe you should stop betting darts. Is probably the move.
Oh, you think that was it? You don't think it was? You don't think it was the? Let's see here. You don't think it was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 1 and 6 in soccer? You don't think that was it?
Well, I did tell you to stop jumping in every league, but that's. Hey,
you don't think it was
1
and 3 in the
messenger.
UFC? You don't think it was 1 and 4 in the NBA Finals game where the Warriors blew a gigantic fourth quarter lead?
What do you mean?
I just know how to pick them.
What
do you mean?
I know how to pick them. I know how to pick them.
Do you understand that Curry had those 2 prop bets? I had 4 or 5 units plus, easy in my hands in the first half of that game. 5 threes, it was the first quarter. 30 plus points, that happened in the third quarter. It was done. The game was over. I was up units, and it was snatched away from me.
Does Steph Curry know he's got to play all 4 quarters, or
I certainly did the other night, Mike. So
no, he didn't really play the. They didn't really play the fourth because they were up by so much.
Didn't have to. So. Marlins minus 130, and that coincides with Matt's last pick on Bovada. Nats Marlins under 8.
Return of Steven Strasburg there. Could definitely see the under go.
Yeah. You'd hate to see the bucket be right about
another
anything.
thoracic outlet surgery. Hope it works out for him.
I hope so too. He's a great pitcher. Zed, anything else in baseball?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Dodgers. I know we dropped the White Sox earlier and all this shit. Dude, I had the Red Sox just as a pick because I'm going to New England this weekend, and all my buddies are. And I'll do Red Sox, and everybody else picked the Red Sox. So. I cannot do that.
Put them on the board.
Do it.
Put it on the board.
Podcast special.
I put it on. Put it on mine. Put it on mine.
No.
I had it. It was on there. It was on there.
I did not have it, but I put it on mine.
I see a note. Cannot see much of that.
You got the whole notes.
It was at plus 122. All right, fine. Podcast special. Put it on the goddamn.
All right, everybody on Red Sox plus 108 tomorrow night against Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, and the Angels. Plus Zed has the Dodgers. I'm taking the Orioles minus 110, and I'll close out my baseball picks with, come on now.
The hottest team in baseball, baby.
Phillies
I'm on them
plus
too.
139.
Let's
Phillies
go.
plus 139.
The Fightins. Stott just hit another home run.
He did.
The Fightins. Back. So back. Get your futures in.
I switched to the NBA countdown right now. Damn it.
Get your futures in.
I was at a
Mark. Anything else in baseball?
Yeah, I got the over 7.5 in the Phils game. That comes back at minus 110. I had it at even money earlier, but it's minus 110. But I was at a wedding this weekend, and the Phillies won, and somebody goes, "We're back. We are so back. Damn it." That's just what I say every time.
That is true.
It is true.
Yeah, wait a second.
It is most certainly true.
Matt got married last year. What are you talking about?
It wasn't his.
Okay. That's what he says every game. Oh, we're back.
Yes,
we're back.
that is true. It's
We're
immediately.
back. I'm on a train for 20 hours.
Every Philadelphia fan, we are back.
If you follow Matt on Twitter, and you can find him through the @Bettors Delight Twitter because he's constantly mentioned on there, the man tweets at the Phillies every single night.
But what I don't get is he always ats 3 or 4 players they're gonna respond to him when he's like, "You guys stink," or he'll tweet at him said, "This is the worst organization," and just tweets at 4 of the players too. I don't get it.
He's a nut.
My favorite are the
guy
redacted.
Is absolutely nuts.
Where he's like, never mind, good job.
If they come back.
They took what they do, tie a game in like the 8th inning the other week, and then they ended up losing in extra innings. So he got mad at them, took it back, and then said, "Never mind."
And then he got more mad in a group chat when somebody pumped him up about it.
Ooh, not good. Mike, anything else in baseball?
Yeah, I'm college baseball. You brought it up, so I'll get some picks in here. Why not? I'm going to take – I was watching a lot of college baseball last week and over the weekend. College softball, still better. But I'm going to bet on Texas A&M minus 125 and North Carolina minus 125. So they got Louisville. Texas A&M's got Louisville, and North Carolina's got Arkansas.
I mean, do we put Ole Miss on Matt's board?
That's what I was thinking. I'm looking at it. Why not? Yeah, put it on his board.
I think we make the pick for him.
Yeah.
Ole Miss minus 115. They're taking on Southern Miss in-state rivalry. I think you got to do it.
I have to tip my cap to Ole Miss. They did beat Miami, so he was chirping all on Sunday or whenever that was.
It was unbelievably annoying.
You would think that the bucket would know that when he was making Matt's picks for him.
True. That is true.
You would think that. Rebel Gonna Knock You Out is their anthem. I'm taking Oregon State minus 170 in that Friday game against Auburn. Might as well. Auburn's very good. Oregon State very good, but it's in Corvallis, so I'll take it. All right,
Omaha?
I'm gonna.
Super regionals. Winners of the super regionals go to Omaha.
Bang! Got it. Another Phil's home run.
When you lived in Oregon, is that when I sent you the Sherry's Berries?
Yes, when you sent me the Sherry's Berries.
How were they?
Thank you. They were delicious.
I'm gonna add a college baseball pick here. I'm gonna take
Northwestern's not in it, but
I'm gonna take ECU. ECU against Texas. I like ECU here. They're pretty good. They got that one guy. He hit a home run right-handed and left-handed in the same inning, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's incredible.
And so another player on another team did it that same exact date too.
That's wild.
There's two different guys that do it in one inning, same thing.
And then,
right side and left.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Texas might be one of the weren't they unranked entering this game or entering whatever tournament they just won to get here to the Super Regional?
Might be. I know the girls team might have been.
Maybe it was the girls team. Maybe
but
it
could be baseball too.
Maybe it was the girls team. I saw something about it.
I'm looking. I think they're ranked 9th, maybe.
All right. Well, then never mind. I'm still taking ECU plus the 130, but
Texas was the 9th overall seed in the baseball tournament,
and ECU was 8.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so I think there's 16 ranked teams, so they're kind of middle of the pack.
It must have been the softball team.
Yeah, the girls team. I think they just lost. Oh no, actually they're going to the championship.
Yeah, they're going to the championship, but I think they might have.
They were unranked.
Entered the tournament unranked. Yeah,
the announcers were saying. I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah, it was the softball team.
Now it makes sense.
Softball better.
That cover baseball.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then let's jump into soccer. Shouldn't be a ton of stuff this week. There is still some Nations League stuff. That is for sure. I'll give out UEFA Nations League. I'll give out just I have 2 picks to start there. Spain versus Switzerland minus 110. Slovakia versus Azerbaijan minus 120. Those two together plus 250 on Bovada. Mike?
I think that's what does you in. You always have those little 2 parlay things, and it never works out.
But if it hits, that's the thing.
That's how he has 65 picks. He always goes. And by the way, real quick, throw it together. All right, back to you, Mike. After he said
I like
7 teams. Just put them all together in one. Plus 16,000. Back to you, Mike.
What do you want from me?
And that comes back in?
He's going to hit one. And he'll hit one.
Give me your soccer pick.
7 months. That'll come back at plus 14,000. He'll get even.
He's got like 15 straight losing weeks, and he goes, but if it hits.
I mean, how dare you?
40 units
how dare you?
I'm in UEFA as well, so I'll hop in there for you and cover it up. I have
give me your picks, Ed.
Right, so I have Azerbaijan also, but versus Belarus, I got them at -0.5, minus 118, and then I have Liechtenstein at +0.5, minus 105, and then actually I'm going to add them together, and I'm calling it. I can't pronounce this parlay at plus 261.
Let me ask you a question, Zed. The Liechtenstein game, who are they playing?
Andorra. Woods.
Andorra.
June 10th.
Andorra, they're plus 0.5. And what were the odds on that?
Minus 105.
Shout out.
Not going to take the plus 330.
No,
too much value.
I'm still in second place on the podcast. I can't risk it all this early.
That's true.
So I get that.
I can't pronounce this parlay. Comes in at plus 261. Azerbaijan and Liechtenstein.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, I'm on that same Spain pick as you, Greg. So minus 115 against Switzerland, and then I'm on France.
Is it minus 115?
It is.
Yeah, it's minus 115 against Switzerland.
Did I say minus 115?
I thought you did, but I'm not sure.
I think you did.
No,
I for sure said minus 110 because it was minus 110 earlier. That changes the odds on my
You got to re-add them together.
And what do you get?
What's it coming back at now?
I hate this. I really don't like you. Like, you're just mean people. It's plus 243 is what it comes back at.
Huge difference.
Yeah. I'm on France plus 120 against Austria as well.
Minus 120.
Yes.
Because I'm also on France.
Yeah.
At minus 120. And then I'm going to take Portugal at minus 245 against Czech Republic and put those two together. And what do you get? Plus 158.
Beepity boppity boo.
Bippity boppity boo.
You said minus 240?
Minus 245 for Portugal.
245.
Zed, you ever seen A Knight's Tale, Zed?
I have. R.I.P.
Oh man, Ulrich von Liechtenstein. That's
Ulrich von Liechtenstein.
That's all I can think of when I see that country. Dude,
that's great. Then he finds his blind father like whittling stools upstairs somewhere.
Dude, Chaucer is one of the best movie characters of all time, and that's a movie where no matter when it's on, I could stop and watch it, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Knight's Tale. It's one of my tops.
Good for you.
Nice.
Okay.
Great.
Way to go, guys. Thanks. We got Zed, the movie guy. He can't even chime in.
What was your parlay?
It was plus 158. Jesus. I'm calling it the Ulrich von Liechtenstein parlay.
They're not even involved.
He wasn't from Liechtenstein either.
Oh, that's true.
All right, I'm on the Red Bulls plus 125 against Charlotte. And then I'm also on the New England Revolution plus 135 against Sporting KC.
You know what's great, Mike? I'm on both of them.
Oh, no.
And I'm putting them together. Plus 429.
Bring it back. Come back. Give me that. I want the parlay too. If that's what it's coming in, I'm gonna want it. Let me get it.
Matt's on Sporting KC plus 200. Thanks to the bucket.
Please credit.
I'm crediting. I'm giving all the credits. You said you're also on the Revolution, Mike?
Yeah.
Plus 135.
Yep.
I mean,
and Matt is also on the credit bucket. Is on the over in the Sounders Whitecaps game minus 118 over 2.5.
That is correct. He is also on that.
Yes.
Zed, anything else in soccer?
No, that's it. Just can't pronounce things parlay and the other side picks.
That works. Mark, you good in soccer?
I actually got one more game I'm in. I'm in the World Cup qualifying match between Costa Rica and New Zealand, the CONCACAF OFC playoff. Costa Rica's the better team. They are going to make the World Cup. I'm taking them minus 140 on the money line. I'm going to take them minus 1.5 at plus 215. And I'm going to take them minus 2.0 at plus 460.
Whew. Value,
Chico.
boys. Plus 460?
Plus 460.
It's a hell of a pick. I'm taking the United States versus Grenada, minus 4.5 at minus 132. And I'm back in the Nations League to close it out. England versus Italy, minus 120.
Don't do it.
Belgium versus Wales, minus 110. And then a England-Belgium
Don't do it.
parlay, plus 150. Or plus 250, sorry. Anything else in soccer for anybody? Mike, are you good?
I'm good, yeah.
Mark, you're good? Then let's quickly go to the NBA. There is obviously not a lineup for the upcoming Game 4. It's not there just yet on Bovada because the game's just about to start. It's getting ready to come on right now for Game 3. But we figured we'd talk about it, obviously. We dipped into it a little bit with Mike's slander of Steph Curry, which is absolutely unreal.
Well, he didn't play 2 out of the 4 quarters. That's not slander. That's just truth.
The man had like almost 40 points in Game 1. That loss is not on him.
I didn't say it was on him. He just didn't play 2 of the 4 quarters. That's just true. That's a truthful statement.
You're implying that it's on him.
That's a truthful statement. It's not on him. Klay Thompson is nowhere to be found this series.
You're besmirching him. No besmirch.
Okay, maybe I did do that then.
That's you know what? There's a lot of besmirching. I don't appreciate the besmirching.
Definitely.
I won't stand for it.
So I mean, I think the best way to do this, because we don't have the lines, I think we kind of assume that the lines are going to be close to what they are now, obviously depending on what they're going to be. I mean, my biggest thing is I got to ride the Warriors. I'm going Warriors against the points and the money line, whatever they have. And we'll tweet these out at Bettors Delight as the week goes on. I think that's the best way to do it. What do you think, Mike?
Yep, I think that's right. Like the line should be the same, barring like a big injury or something would be my guess, or around the same. So, and the lines right now for tonight are Celtics -3.5, and then Celtics -150. So I want that for Game 4. I want money line and
you want Celtics money line, Celtics spread.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they'll be around the same thing. There might be like a tiny switch, maybe a -3 or something. We'll tweet it out.
I'm gonna jump on those as well. Not for the same reasons as Mike. I just think that the Warriors will win tonight in Game 3. But I do think it's going to be a tight series. It's going to be tied 2-2. So since I think they win Game 3, I'm going to take Boston in both those ways in Game 4.
Zed, anything in the NBA?
Yeah, if we're doing predictions. At the end of the Warriors' last series, I think in that last game they were -7.5. And I told you guys they covered that spread every time they won. And I loaded up. And we cashed in. I'm going Warriors again then. For taking them, you're telling me they're at +3.5 potentially for Game 4?
Probably.
They're going to be right around there most likely.
They're going to win tonight and the next game, and it's going to be out.
I would love that.
3-1 would
I would love that.
3-1 would be big. So we'll put the Warriors money line and the spread on Zed's card as well. That helps, it just, NBA Finals action.
I didn't say my line and spread, but okay, why not?
All right, well, what do you want then? What do you want me to say?
I'll take it. Sure, why not?
Would I be able to run this by you guys?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll just go. Never mind. I was going to ask if I could take a series, I want the Warriors in 6. I don't know what the odds would be, but am I able to take that or no?
Well, if there's no line,
understand. I thought we were
technically no.
Okay, understandable. That's why I put
there might be. You might be able to find it.
No, I couldn't.
There, but I don't see it.
I couldn't find it right now, so it's okay. I posed it as a question, and I accept your answer. I accept Mikey's answer, and I accept Greg's face.
Mike, congratulations. You made the decision.
Well, Greg, you made the face that, clearly you don't want me to be here. Like, the commenters even see it.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
They want me, and based on my picture, I look just like you, but they prefer me. It's great.
My face of disgust was simply because I want the Warriors to win, and I think they're going to win.
You got resting disgust face.
If they win in 6, you win units on the podcast. Fair. That would ruin my night.
How does he win units? There's no units available. We're just making up money lines like Matt does now.
No. That is not what we're doing.
Don't you wave that even exist.
Don't wave
that finger at me.
That bet did exist. I just don't know if the value was actually correct.
If the line was
the bet was definitely an actual bet. I looked up.
It made sense. Though. He wasn't terribly off. It was believable.
I just don't know what the exact number. So that's why.
Wow.
I'm willing to allow this Warriors in 6 bet, but it makes me nervous.
I just don't know if it's on.
The line would have to be out tomorrow.
And it would also depend obviously on tonight's game.
It would have to be out in 2 minutes. They're about to play a game.
Yeah, the game already started. Yeah.
So let's just say this.
3-2 Boston. Oh man, you get better odds now.
We'll put Warriors in 6. on your card. We'll check tomorrow, see what it is. We'll tweet it out. How's that sound?
What? You know who's going to have a conniption about this, right?
Yeah, this will cause. I say no. This will cause too much of a calamity.
That's not my problem. He's not here to fight about it. So what do you want me to say? He can take it up next week. Oh, he won't be here, so he can take it up in 2 weeks, a week after the finals ends.
That's right. Tune in next week when Zed comes back for three winning weeks in a row, boys.
You're not around either. Stop pretending.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Let's move on. We'll get into tennis. Mike, the French Open ended. Rafa stands tall. Iga Swiatek wins.
The GOAT.
Where are you at this week?
Good win for Mark there on the future. Iga's the GOAT. She's unbelievable. I watched the whole championship match. She's unstoppable. So, and she's only like 21, so she could run tennis for a while. But I'm going to start with. We're going to go to, let me load it up here, make sure the lines are the same, but I'm going to be in the Netherlands in the first match here. So I'm on Elise Mertens, minus 130. Yes.
Any analysis?
I was still trying to load it. No, this one I had no analysis, to be honest. She's just won for me before. She's ranked 8th in this tournament, too, so... it's a low line for her being ranked there, so but that one I had no analysis, so
that's fine. Well, I'm gonna take. I'm also in the WTA here, but I'm actually in Nottingham. Shout out Nottingham Forest. Let's go Reds. I'm taking Alja Tomljanovic minus 170 and Shui Zhang plus 112 comes back. Put them together as well. Plus 237 for you.
I'm against you on that Tomljanovic pick. I'm on Katie Bolter, plus 144. She's playing in her homeland. I think that'll give her a boost here. She hasn't played since the Indian Wells, so she's a little fresh, but she's been playing pretty well, so I'm going to take her.
Katie Bolter, plus 144.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Carl. Mark, where are you at in tennis?
Carl.
My bad.
I kind of want to just take Iga to win Wimbledon at plus 175 at this point. I know Wimbledon's not coming up. I think it's in like a month or two. But
I don't know when the exact.
I think she's going to win every match until then as well.
Okay, so we'll put that on your card.
No.
Well, I'm putting it on your card.
What do you mean? I'm gonna. All right.
So now you're not taking it?
No, I'm taking.
Why?
No, I'm taking the. Oh, I'll take the
t-
Wimbledon future. I thought
it starts June 27th.
So okay, that's not too bad. I'll take that. I'll put that on my card.
Yeah.
And then for just men's tennis, I'm gonna go to Hertogenbosch. Hertogenbosch.
Yeah, that's the Netherlands. Yep. I just said Netherlands because I didn't know how to pronounce it. It's got an S dash in front of it.
Yeah, I'm not going with the S. I don't know what that stands for. But I'm going with FAA. It does look like he's I'm getting plus value at minus 4 games on FAA. He's playing Talon Griekspoor, who he's just not good. And FAA is I don't know if I like that face, but
I was cracking my neck. It actually had nothing to do with
it. Looked like you were very upset.
Like a big Griekspoor fan over there. I was like, what is going on?
No. I'll tell you what I'm not a fan of. Emilio Gomez. The biggest favorite in all my tennis picks. I was 3-0. My boy Burachaga came back from down 1-0. I sat through a 24-hour rain delay. And Emilio Gomez blows it. He blows the entire thing. It's like 10 units the wrong way. You wonder why I'm down. It's ridiculous. Go ahead.
You just stink. But.
That's one of 13 reasons.
Sorry, Mark, for cutting you off.
That was it. That was it. Just FAA minus 4 plus 105 in the Netherlands.
I'm taking Brandon Nakashima minus 186, Andy Murray minus 143. Those two together plus 161. Mike, next.
Yeah, my only other tennis pick is Tamara Zidansek. She's plus 123. Her name also sounded like Verdansk. We are RIP.
RIP.
Shout out Warzone 2.
But
October.
Yeah. Anyways, plus 123. She was ranked as high as 22nd in the world. She's fallen a little bit from there, but she's ranked 4 in this tournament, so I'm going to take her as a dog. So,
Mark, do you have anything else in tennis?
I didn't, but I like that pick, so I'm going to take Zidantic and ride with my value boy, VBs.
Well, I'm on the value boys.
Just jumping right in and taking that. All right,
I see no issue.
Plus 120, 123 there for you as well. Does that cover us in tennis?
Yeah,
That's all
I got nothing.
Yeah.
All right, nobody else has any other tennis picks. We're all set. Let's jump into golf. Big week in the world of golf. I mean, we're talking about some of the biggest news that's come out of the world of golf. You have the LIV Tour really starting to poach some names, some actual PGA players moving over, they're renouncing their PGA memberships and moving over. Obviously, the biggest name on that list being Dustin Johnson. We all knew Phil was going. Sergio goes. Kevin Na goes. Taylor Gooch, Louis Oosthuizen. Reports of both
Patrick Reed,
Bryson DeChambeau, and Patrick Reed moving. So it makes for a very interesting situation in the world of golf right now. We'll start with picks in the LIV. We'll go with that first. And I mean, should I let the golf guru kick us off?
Sure.
You're just smiling.
Yeah.
He's still muted and silenced. And
Is he muted?
No, you're good.
Kick it off. It's up to you.
Golf guru.
You are the golf guru.
Yeah, it's an interesting field in this LIV tournament. It's in London, right? I don't know what.
Yeah.
What course is it being played at?
The London Bridge course.
Yeah, like I tried to find it too, and all it says is you can watch it on Facebook, YouTube, where you can find the Bettors to Light YouTube also. But I couldn't find the actual course. But
I believe it's the Centurion Club.
Oh no! Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, you mentioned my one guy. It was a throwback. Oosthuizen. I'm going to go top 10 finish for him minus 185, and also Ian Poulter top 10 at plus 115. Looking for value here. All the main guys, right? There's like 10 names that everybody knows. You said them all.
Yeah.
They're all like in the minuses. So Ian Poulter's like the only guy you see on there, it's plus 115. He's had 52 top 10 finishes in his career. He's also been like bankrupt his entire career. So he needs to make some money on this tour. He'll be in the top 10. That's public info.
No. All right. Well, hey. You said Oosthuizen minus 185 on that top 10.
Correct, yeah. Oh, Ian Poulter, he had to make a cut about 2 years ago. If he didn't make it, he was going to lose his PGA Tour card.
But what happened?
He was not making cuts and wasn't making money.
He made the cut.
He made the cut, and then he left the PGA 2 years later now for the LIV.
Yeah, but he's probably got way more money now.
I'm taking Matt Jones versus Ian Poulter tournament matchup minus 105, and I'm also taking Taylor Gooch. Taylor Gooch versus Sergio Garcia tournament matchup minus 115.
Greg, what's the Poulter odds in that matchup?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't pick the Poulter odds, but I believe it is minus 115.
Add it to my card.
How dare
Add it to my card. Poulter is he's the captain of the Majestics, the Magic Sticks.
I think that's the best. And team. They are obviously odds-wise
the favorite to win this tournament at plus 300. Which I'm gonna add to my card. The Majestics, which sounds like Magic Sticks, whatever. Majestics, plus 300.
Okay, 50 cents.
Okay. Mike, anything in the LIV?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with obviously the best player, Dustin Johnson. I'm gonna have him as the top captain at plus 275. I have him I have the four aces. That's the team he's captaining. Plus 650 to be the team to win because they have all those teams. And then winning nationality, American, plus 135.
Can I ask a question? Because I am the golf guru, but again, there's a lot moving on in this new league. The team bets now in Bovada, the top team captains. It's still an individual tournament, right?
Yes.
But the bets for Bovada are still the people on those teams as a whole to do like the best team result, even though it's a single.
Yeah, I think they're doing more like now, like where they're like they have the individual winners, but then they also have like, I guess, the best score out of all your 4 team members for
a couple little side bets.
Yeah, they had a little side bet in, I guess, to make it more like different than the PGA, I guess.
Yeah, and they're doing a shotgun start, I believe, too.
Wow.
Whether it's this one or the next one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I saw they're doing. It may not be this location. Next one I think is in like Portland or something, but they're doing some shotgun starts.
Interesting.
Which is kind of ridiculous. But it's a whole nother.
Actually,
so they all just start on the first tee and they all just swing at the same time.
No, they don't all
no,
start.
That would be like a.
I know. I didn't know what shotgun was, and then I said that in the chat before we went to our golf outing, and Matt said that, and I was like, I have no clue what that is. And Matt actually said that everybody just starts on the first hole, just starts swinging and crushing it or something like that.
There's 128 people on the first hole. That
Shout out, Matt.
Yeah,
this guy just figured out how to what golf is all about. So
I mean, so did I. So relax.
It's just the way it is.
I played with your dad 6 months ago. You were there, Mikey.
I was there.
And Big Steve was ripping it. He figured it out way faster.
That's true. He doesn't hit it far, but he just slow and steady, boom, gets up there.
So
just go straight.
I'm gonna jump onto one of my picks. I'm a little confused. I was gonna take any American versus the field, but looking at those odds, they're at plus 115. Now I found Mikey's
that's why I switched it up.
Mikey's bet is winning nationality. It's basically any American versus the field because it's Europe and rest of the world. I'm going to change my bet to that one.
That's what I'm saying. Gives you a little bit more value there.
Yeah, it's an extra 0.2 units. Why not? And then you know what? I'm going to also take any American versus the field at plus 115. I'm going to double dip on it. USA. Because all of the Ryder Cup team is over there.
USA.
Leaving there.
USA.
I have two more picks in the live. 3 chances to win: Dustin Johnson, Taylor Gooch, Louis Oosthuizen plus 110, and then Dustin Johnson outright plus 500. Does that cover us for the live?
I have Dustin Johnson outright plus 500 as well.
I'm gonna
might as well give it a whirl.
I'm gonna throw one more team on my card. I'm gonna throw Cleeks on my card at plus 1200 because I clap those Cleeks, and I just like that name. I don't know what it means. I have no idea.
What was the odds?
I have no idea what it comes from, or I feel like they're all golf related, so it's got to be something that comes from golf. But if somebody could let me know in the comments what Cleeks has to do with golf, that would be great.
What were the odds for the Cleeks?
Yeah, plus 1200. So if they win, I win 11 units, and if Majestics win, I win 2 units.
The Cleeks sound like the name of the aliens in South Park that come down and start taking people's jobs. Chicken sandwich.
All right. We got to keep it moving. Let's get into the regular Antique Golf Club. There you go.
Clap those Cleeks.
Cleek is in our Craig Golf Club. Not only in sales of antique golf equipment, they had narrow iron club head. Huh. Okay. Thank you, producer Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Then let's go quickly to the RBC Canadian Open.
That is Team Antique Golf Club.
Exactly. I'm just gonna throw all 3 of my picks out there because we got to keep it moving. Mackenzie Hughes to miss the cut plus 160. He's been playing very poorly lately. Aaron Rai to miss the cut plus 150, and then Justin Rose top 20 plus 140. Mike.
Yeah, I just have Cam Champ top 20 finish plus 220. So.
Top 20. You said plus 220?
Yep.
Wow.
Cam Champ.
Top 20 plus 220. Golf Guru, where are we at in the PGA Tour?
I got Cam Smith plus 105, top 10. He's currently number 4 in the World Golf Rankings. And you know how he did. He won the Players and all that. I also have him, Cam Smith, at plus 115 in a tournament matchup against Justin Thomas. I think Cam Smith is going to keep moving. He's been doing pretty good lately.
You said minus 115 in that?
Plus 115. Justin Thomas is the heavy favorite at minus 150.
Whoo! And you said the top 10 was plus 110, right?
105.
105. All right, sorry.
All pluses.
Mark, anything else in the PGA?
Yeah, I'm gonna do winning margin 2 strokes this time, which I still hasn't won anytime recently. But I'm going to switch it up. 2 strokes plus 350. Like those odds. Give me a 2-stroke winner, please. I've lost way too many of these bets in a row.
Please, dear God.
Yeah, just for the love of God, give me one of these.
Mike, anything else in that, or just the Cam Champ one?
Just the Cam
and then
Champ.
Zed, you're good on PGA?
Yep.
And then Mark, you're just doing winning margin.
Yep.
Wow, bad look for the PGA. That all the picks are
Lives irrelevant. Lives irrelevant.
Absolutely. Let's go to the world of the NHL. We have one team set for the Stanley Cup final. The other series is knotted at 2 games apiece. The Avalanche swept the Edmonton Oilers. Tomorrow night's game, or tonight's game if you're watching this or listening to it. The Tampa Bay Lightning take on the New York Rangers back in New York. Home teams won every game so far. Mike, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Lightning, minus 130.
It's actually moved. Minus 125 now.
All right. Yeah, but I'm going to take the Lightning. I just think they've been there. They've done that. They had a rough 2 first games because, I don't remember. I don't know how to say his name, but the goalie was on fire.
Shesterkin?
That's his name,
yeah.
John DaGoalie.
So hopefully John DaGoalie doesn't play too well tomorrow or tonight. So I'm going to go with the Lightning, minus 125.
I'm also on the Lightning. I'm also adding the Lightning series bet, minus 165 to the card.
The bucket is also on that.
That's Matt and the bucket, the combo team, the mucket, are on the Lightning, minus 125. Mark, NHL.
Zed, you want to make this a podcast special here? Because I'm also on the Lightning. I'm double dipping on the Lightning, minus 1.5 as well at plus 200.
This works.
And plus 105 for something highlighted that I can't read on Zed's toaster of a camera.
It looked like the Rangers.
That's the New York Rangers.
It looked like the Rangers.
Well, I'm on the Lightning.
This guy came with a full printed out notebook.
Yeah, look at this guy.
I love the guy. The guy whose video isn't shown flashing things to the camera.
That is the most recent.
Now we know why he was 45 minutes late.
Just think of me as the second producer. I was also late because I was doing research for non-monetary podcast for myself. I just bring content and I bring winners. That's what I do.
Let me hear your reasoning for the Rangers. Is it because everyone else in the show took the Lightning?
Sure. It's a one-line thing. There you go. I showed it to you and all the people. Rangers are plus 110 earlier. They're plus 105 now because the Rangers won the first 2. The Lightning won the last 2. And it's going to flip-flop because that's the parody of sports.
That's the parody of sports, ladies and gentlemen.
Parody of sports.
Well, I love it. I can't wait for the Stanley Cup final and playoff hockey. Always the best. Let's dive in very quickly to the world of darts. We have the Premier League final this Monday night, the playoffs, and then the final is upcoming. There's no lines yet for this week's Nordic Masters. Big tournament this past weekend in the U.S. The U.S. Darts Masters, huge attendance. Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden. Michael Smith beats Michael Van Gerwen in the final to win. Very, very interesting tournament leading into this. Really quickly, just Premier League picks. Mark, I'll let you start.
So I've been off on Premier League picks pretty badly recently. So what I'm going to do is something different. I'm going to take James Wade plus 2.5, minus 115 against MVG. And I'm also going to take Joe Cullen plus the 2.5, minus 130 against Johnny Clayton. Parlay those two together. The classic, put them together, and what do you get at plus 231?
Absolutely.
But as you said, it's the playoffs, and I hope it's close.
Yeah, I mean, they've been relatively close matchups. They've by far been. I mean, you could argue that Cullen and Peter Wright were the top 4 in this situation, or the really searching for the top 4. But Cullen played much better than Wright over the course of the last 10 weeks, so that's why he got the 4th spot. So it's very close, very, very, very close, for sure. So yeah, I think that it's
Joe Cullen. Yeah, is that Darts Database Rankings number 25? Joe Cullen.
Yes.
Because I'm on him too. Shout out to the one guy from 3 weeks ago that said finally somebody mentioned Darts Database Rankings. Johnny Clayton.
Yeah, shout out that guy.
Yeah, everybody been mad actually. Johnny Clayton died months ago. The honeymoon is over. The funeral is over, and John Cullen's going to kill him again. But I'm taking the spread plus John Cullen plus 2.5 at minus 130 versus Clayton.
Did you say
I want Cullen plus 171 now?
Did you just take Johnny Cullen?
Joey Cullen versus Johnny Clayton.
Joe Cullen plus 170.
I won it. Zed's pump-up speech just got me. I'm ready.
I mean,
you in?
I'm very nervous.
Joe Cullen to win it all.
You're taking the future?
Is there a
to win the
future?
Premier League?
If there's
Absolutely.
a future, then I might have to throw that on the board.
So, on the futures, Cullen and Wade are both plus 550 to win the Premier League outright. If you want it, the Masters champ follows it up with a win in the Premier League.
No, I only see 2023.
No, if you click on futures, it's there.
I only see 2023 as well.
Right now, I only see 2023, so it might have went away.
If you go to all darts and then there's game lines, and then you click game lines and click futures, it's literally at the top.
I see it. Yep. Okay.
I gotta get in on
Give
that.
me Cullen. Give me Cullen plus 550.
Joe Cullen plus 550.
Johnny Clayton better look out because John Cohen's coming for him. Johnny Clayton back in the ground.
I mean, unbelievable. Mark, are you doing something
I
here
am.
too?
I'm gonna go on James Wade at plus 550.
All right, taking the machine to win
The
the
machine.
Premier League.
I'll be back. We are back.
Sure.
We are back. I'll be back. Let me just bang through my picks really quickly.
Okay.
I do have, just because it's ridiculous.
30 picks.
I'm taking Clayton in the first matchup, minus 120 or minus 225. I'm taking MVG minus 275. Two best players all year deserve to be the matchup in the final. I'm putting them together minus 103. In the Clayton Cullen match, I'm taking over 10.5 180s at plus 103. MVG and Wade, I'm taking over 7.5 180s minus 139, and I'm taking Clayton to win the Premier League and defend his title plus 160. I also have 3 picks in the online darts league. Josh Richardson over Darren Penhall, minus 105. Robert Owen versus Lee Evans, former Buffalo Bill, minus 120. And then Richardson versus Owen, plus 258. So, going to be a fun night of darts.
This can only go
Monday.
well. Only can end well.
Listen, dude, there is nothing better. This is full breakdown. I know we're running out of time. There is nothing better than betting 180 bets in darts.
That is electric.
Fun.
That is
It
electric.
is so much fun. I promise you. Next year, June 2nd, June 3rd, I will be at Madison Square Garden at the Hulu Theater. All 3 sessions, North American Championship.
I'm in.
U.S. Masters. Who's coming with me?
I say we do a recording from there. Maybe not at the event.
From Double B's.
From the hotel.
From Double B's apartment.
All 5 of us can stay in the 1-bedroom studio.
Double B.
Close to Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, that is darts. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, you froze for like 30 seconds. I don't know what happened. I have one in the OLL. I'll make it fast. I'm in for this whole party we're talking about. Started.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
I got Robbie Collins plus 130 money line versus Rob Owen, mainly because I thought it was Tom Collins, which was the drink Robert De Niro ordered in Meet the Parents, but also Rob Collins climbed in 3 years in Darts Databank's rankings 3,900 spots. It's ridiculous. This guy was horrible. Now he's ranked 163rd.
See, I'm going to disagree.
He's making the climb for 3 years.
I'm going to disagree that he was horrible.
Going.
So Rob Collins plus 130 over Robert Owen.
Correct.
There's so many
pick.
darts players out there.
That'd be
really
like Greg
is a
in his house. He'd be like ranked 5,000.
No, Greg's probably ranked like 500 millionth right now. Like, let's be honest.
Let's be real. I mean, COVID knocked the averages way down because I wasn't playing anywhere near.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
I mean, okay. I'll send you the stats later. I was slowly increasing, and then I stopped playing.
I got a spreadsheet of all my throws versus myself.
It was COVID. You bought the dartboard 2 months ago. It was COVID.
It's my getting of COVID, idiot.
Good.
It is. I mean, Mark, it's 2022. I don't have to write everything down. It's an app. It keeps track of everything. Regardless, let's jump into the UFC. UFC 275. Huge card this weekend, live from Singapore.
There's a lot
Tons of good matchups.
There's a lot of stinky matchups too, though.
But there's also 2 titles
Ends
on
at
the
the
line,
yeah.
and a very big potential number 1 contender fight. Mike, kick us off in the UFC. It's an audio podcast.
Dude, the boogie woman is back. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, plus 145, the greatest strawweight to ever do it. She got robbed in the last fight. She's going to clinic Zhang this fight. She's been training for 2 years. The Boogie Woman, baby. She's back. Let's go.
Get him.
Let's go.
I can't say I don't disagree. I'm also on Joanna to win this. Mark, go ahead.
Joanna, let's do it. Let's do it. She looks good.
Just a girl from Olsztyn.
She looks good.
Just a girl
Her
from
head
Olsztyn.
has now fully reshaped back to normal.
Yes.
And
yes.
she looks good in her dress. So I'm on Joanna. Her head looks normal. We're back. We are back.
Just
we don't
back.
body shame on this podcast. We don't
That's
body
true.
No, it's
That's
not body
true. Certainly
shaming.
don't.
It's just her head had another head on it.
It did. She had hematoma or whatever it is.
I know. Head is
It's
part of
one
your
of-
body.
One of the most ridiculous post-fight
Yeah.
pictures of all time. I'm also taking Jake Matthews plus 123 against Andre Fiallo.
I'm
and
on Fiallo there.
Ramazan Ameev plus 135 against
Jack
Della Maddalena, which Matt is on Jack Della Maddalena minus 165.
The bucket claims to be a big UFC guy, so he should go 2-0.
You would think. What's his other pick?
His other pick's in the main event, so.
Okay, so we'll save that.
But I'm on Fiallo. Oh, it's minus 150.
Oh
no, never mind. It was minus 150. I was thinking about a different one.
Zed, anything in the UFC?
You know me. That's a
gonna-
no. That's a no.
I'm going to take, I said Ramazan Ameev. I'll take Rogerio Bontorin plus 185 against Mano Cape and just assume that Cape's not going to throw punches like he normally
He does do that sometimes.
Mike, what's your next one?
Yeah, I'm going to start in the first fight of the night. Ramona Pasquale and Jocelyn Edwards. I'm just going to take it to go the distance, minus 190. Start off slow there.
Jocelyn Edwards to go distance, minus 190. Really?
Yeah, it's because I got. It's the main focus is the max play, which is Joanna. So, but I have some other winners that we need.
That is true. Mark, what's your next one in the UFC?
I'm just in the main event.
So that's it. You have nothing else. Then Mike, I'll let you go again.
Yeah, I have Na Liang, plus 120. She throws some absolute bombs. She was the first fight when the crowds returned in Jacksonville, and her and the other girl put on a pretty good showing. So she'll throw. She just tired herself out, so let's hope she doesn't do that this time. But plus 120, I'll take the
Who is
value
it?
there. Na Liang.
And she throws bombs? I'm in.
Put it on Zed's
On my card. I'm in. Bomb
Yes.
boys. Give me
Bomb
one.
boys.
I always wait for
Bomb
one pick I
boys.
like to hear, and then I throw it on my card. You know me.
Bomb
That's
boys.
perfect.
Get the
Mike,
flag.
I don't have-
Get the flag. Bomb
I don't-
boys. I'm getting the marshmallow pillows next week. We'll be good.
Do not eat
I
those.
don't-
That was
can
not
share.
liked. That was not liked by
Yeah.
anybody.
It looked gross. It looked
And
gross.
turns out they were several months expired after show I found it. They were I felt fine, but it wasn't the smartest.
We have I have no more picks that aren't the main event. So what else do you have, Mike?
I just have in the co-main, I'm just going to take Taylor Santos. Also throws bombs, plus 460. She probably get clinicked.
More bombs?
But she does throw bombs as well, but she's also fighting one of the greatest women fighters of all time. So she's plus 460. I'll take her. Why not?
He said throws bombs, not has bombs.
All right.
Don't
then I
body
think
shame.
that moves us right into the main event. Main event is for the 205-pound championship. Glover Teixeira, one of the oldest UFC fighters of all time, to win a championship.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna say, what?
sounded really bad.
Yeah.
One of the oldest to win a championship. Takes on very, very good prospect and contender Yuri Prochazka. You'd think this is going to be a slugfest if I had to guess. So, Mark, I'll let you start.
I'm on Prochazka. I'm on Prochazka by KO, TKO, or DQ at minus 157.
That is what the bucket's on, too. And Matt.
So he's just on KO minus 160.
I think it's the same thing.
Same
I think
bet?
the line
Fine.
just moved.
So now it's minus 157 for them. No, I don't care about his confirmation. Mike, I'll let you take your next pick.
Yeah, there's no specific, just KO.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. My pick's Glover Teixeira. I'm going to go with Big Tex. My Jiri's good. He's really good. He got knocked out twice against Dom Reyes and just landed on him, so he woke back up. So I don't know. I think Glover could maybe take him down, submit him. So we'll see how it goes.
That is what keeps me from picking Yuri Prochazka in this fight. I have to take Teixeira plus 170. The fact that Dominic Reyes knocked him out twice and him falling on top of him while he was on the ground, and he knocked him out from the ground. It's not like they were standing and he knocked him out. Reyes is on his back with nowhere near as much power as you could get when you're standing in front of somebody, and knocked him out twice.
And Jerry threw a crazy elbow to knock him out, which is some could say luck, some could say worked on it.
It's going to be a very interesting fight. I look forward to it. It should be a very fun night of fights. You know what we forgot, fellas? We forgot to give out. Well, I have the boxing pick for Matt. He's taking Edward Berlanga by KO plus 205.
And I'm fading it. I'm on the guy fighting him. Romero Alexis Angulo plus 210.
I mean, Romero Alexis Angulo.
It's Roamer. It's like Romero.
Alexis Angulo. What was that? Minus?
Plus 210. Berlanga frauded last fight, so.
Okay. So we have the boxing for you and Matt and the bucket. But we also forgot to give out the challenge picks. I'll start with Matt because I'm on a roll here. I'm starting to get back into the challenge. Shane Lowry plus 1,600 is Matt's. It's also on his card. Mark?
I'm going to go with Matthew Fitzpatrick plus 1,600 as well. Also add it to my card.
Have to make everything as complicated as possible. Writing it down.
Super hard.
Mike?
Difficult.
Cam Champ plus 8,000.
Add it to your card, please, just to make it difficult.
I don't want it on my card.
Cam Champ plus 8,000. I'll give mine out. Tony Finau plus 2,500 back to the well. And then Golf Guru, close us out with your challenge pick.
If Mike's sticking with his Cam, I guess I'll stick with my Cam. Clean sweep, Cameron Smith plus 1,200.
Cam Smith plus 1,200. That is the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. It was a little bit longer this week. But find us on YouTube, youtube.com/c/theunderdog. We're there. Everybody's ready to go for everything. Find us on Twitter @BettorsDelight. Let's go win some bets.